Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Mikey. Come back on here with another video for y'all. Getting some sunlight. And I'm on here to bring a personal revelation, a personal download for each and every single one of you. To tell you that you are not allowed to succumb to societal pressure and conformity, mediocrity. So basically, the reason why I'm making this video is simple. I'm making this video just as a demonstration of being able to absolutely gain self-mastery over yourself, because I believe it's the most important thing that you can do for yourself. So the reason why I'm making this video, I'll give you a little backstory. So today, I'm working with my dad. I'm also jumbling around doing other things. And my grandma, she points out the obvious. And it's according to my job. Or I would personally put it as my side hustle, because that's the way I look at it. So she wanted to point out the obvious, that I already know what I'm supposed to do. And she wants to, I don't know if that's her, like, if that's something that just comes with her personality of stating the obvious or pointing out things that, like, you're supposed to know. And I've come to realize it's a bit of a tick of mine, because it's like if you already know what you're supposed to do, why do you have to wait to be told? And that's normally how it should be, but it's like I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, and no matter how many times that I catch up or as responsible as I can possibly be, I think that it's just in her nature to just point it out because she sees it. So it can be quite difficult to work with these type of people who register things as an instant and not think about the fact that I may be doing other things, all accordance to the same side hustle that I'm in. So it's like picking up on things that, stating the blatant obvious, that I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and she just so happened to beat me. Like, she has this thing where she beats me to it, even if I'm able to do it to the best of my ability. I just believe it's in whatever her personality or her character, or I don't know, it's just her as an individual. Like, no matter how much you do or whatever you're doing, that she'll find a way to point out, oh, like, you're cleaning, right? So I'll put an example, like, you're cleaning or you're taking care of everything, and she's the type of person to point out where you missed. So that's just a little background. But the reason why I've titled this video as not conforming to societal pressure is to gain self-awareness and pure consciousness of understanding that you are in control. That you are in control in the way you feel, the way you think, and the way you act. And to have ultimate responsibility for every single little thing. And I believe that's the most efficient way that one should effectively live their lives. So basically I just want to say and point out that it's interesting to me, because I observe, and being able to have the full understanding of who you are is a superpower. So my recommendation for anybody out there is that I believe that experience does help. I mean, if you have to get started somewhere, if you have to, do something, at least that you're doing something. Start to develop skills that would help you understand self-mastery. and being able to be the best that you can possibly be, and figure out who you are deep down, whether that be your desires, your wants, your ticks, why you do the things that you do, every single thing to the very core. And I believe that can be achieved, at least for me personally. The more that I write, the more that I put my attention on things that actually matter, it really helps me gain focusing on exactly what I need to put my attention on, and that we should value our attention and where we put it. So basically, I can put my attention on the fact that she told me what I already know that I'm supposed to do, and I could get angry and I can focus my attention on that pure emotion. Or I can just choose to be and rise my consciousness on a level that just understands, oh, that's just who she is. But I believe every situation is different. I believe some people can really push buttons, and so when it becomes a point where it's very irritating and it really messes up your vibrational energy, I think that it's in your best interest to set boundaries and be assertive on what it is that you want, so that you don't have to hear it. For me, I could tolerate it because that's my grandma. Now, if it was anybody else, I would just tell you to, you know, F off. But I, I just choose to rise my consciousness and understand that's just her prototype. That's just the way that she is. That's the way she looks at the world. That's the way that she moves around in the world. That's the way she sees it. And so I think it's just very interesting because the lesson is that learning about what you want and gaining self-mastery. Another revelation that I was thinking about as I was working with my dad is that how the public school system purely focuses on garnering your attention on things that just do not matter, which would be the basic subjects that everybody's supposed to understand. And by 12th grade, it's like you already had enough of it. So your attention's focused on doing drugs or hanging out with friends. I'm speaking about myself personally. Playing video games. Not doing homework. But to the people that do, they believe that the Matrix has their best interest at heart. And so what they do is they become puppets used for a system that was meant to put you in slavery. And I know that's pretty brutal the way I put it, but that's how I perceive it to be. Because they want your attention to be focused on something that just doesn't matter. And if you look at the day and age that we live in now, it's like with TikTok, with YouTube, with Google, with Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, all these big social media corporate companies, they all focus on your attention. So if the plan is, because this fits so well with their narrative, if the plan is that they can focus your attention on things that just do not matter, by the time you graduate high school, you're already lost, because it's so important to be strategic and come up with a brilliant plan. And the only way that I believe that you would be able to strategize that type of plan would be to literally get to know yourself at the very core and living in pure consciousness. And then we could take a look at figures who've shaped the way that consciousness has changed the world over the course of 2,000 years, such as Jesus Christ and Buddha or any of these enlightened folks. But I think there's a lot of lessons that we can take. I'm not particularly saying that you need to be religious and you need to do this, but I believe that it's important to understand why you believe what it is that you believe. what type of philosophy do you have, or what type of values and principles do you stand by? Like, who are you? Like, can you genuinely ask that question and look at yourself and know who you are? And the more and more that I've been on this journey, I realized that it's actually just self-discovery, and that maybe experiences do help, like I said, but I don't believe that it's everything. I believe you really get to know who you are when you start, like I said, at least for me, it's like when I write, because I'm able to actually see my thoughts, which are I guess one would say energetic templates of being able to see what you think. And the best part about it is the more that you write, you can look back years, weeks, months, days from how you used to think. And the whole point is to keep growing. And the more that you grow, the more that you're able to finally conduct and articulate yourself in a very competent manner in a very competent manner. So then when you live in that truth and you're able to actually come and figure that out, you start seeing the world through a different lens. But like I said, I believe that the whole point, I think that, it's not that I think, but I believe that, like, today we live in an attention economy. It's like you can go and turn on the TV, you could turn on the computer, you could go on your phone, you could go on anywhere, and it's like, pay attention to the fact that a lot of things nowadays are free, especially these social media companies. They're free, and you know why they're free? Because you are the product. So they get you to become a consumer. And if you're a consumer, you can't have the ability to create innovations that could possibly change the world, that can impact lives. Figures like Christ. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, really understand the times that we're living in, and it's so important to focus on your attention and where you put it, because where you put your attention will grow. It's like watering a garden. If you continue to water in the wrong garden, it's just going to grow into a forest. And when that forest grows, you either have to, you could try to abandon it. So one would say, yeah, I can abandon it, but you created that. So if abandoning it is going to help, which I totally believe that it wouldn't help. I believe that you grew that garden, so now you have to chop it down and you have to do whatever it is to rebuild the garden. I mean, you can try to escape from fear, from anger, from guilt, from shame, but these feelings are just going to keep popping up. So if you started watering your plants in the wrong garden, I believe that it is in your right, because you created it, that you must destroy it, so then you can rebuild anew. But like I said, the main topic of this video is just not conforming. Don't betray yourself in selling out to what it is that you truly believe about yourself. And like I said, just focus your attention on things that actually genuinely matter, because your attention is now currency. Wherever you place your attention on, you're gonna end up growing that garden. So make sure that you're growing your garden in the right manner and taking care of it, and genuinely respecting the progress of which you made, and putting it into practice. But like I said, there's just so many things in the world that want to put your attention on things that do not matter. And I believe it's so important to have self-mastery over yourself in order to elevate from these type of things that are going on around the world. Now, I believe now more than ever, because like I said, I believe we're in an attention economy. I think that's the new age that we live in. It's like you go outside, you look around, you see people, they always are carrying their phone, or they always have their phone on them, or their attention's always focused on something outside of reality. I mean, if you're not using these things as a tool, it's only going to stab you in the back. So you must be able to be courageous enough to stand up and face and confront our fears head on, and to not be worried or ashamed for doing this, because one would truly understand that once you've been awakened to this type of truth, that you can only move forward, and that there is no looking back. And I believe that it can be hard. I genuinely believe it can be hard. But you must show up every day and prove to yourself, prove to God, prove to the universe that you are important, that you matter, and that you're here to create and make an impact for the better. And I truly believe that, school system, when you look at the school system, I think we could take a look at just focus on the negatives, but I believe that there also is some type of positives, but I just mainly believe that the product that comes out from these public school systems ends up putting people in a worse situation. And I honestly think that they want to diminish creativity because they just want people to be mindless zombies and be consumers for the rest of their life and not think about creating innovations that may change humanity for the better. And I believe that it's in our duty to stand up to that and to seek how we can become autonomous individuals and to have ultimate responsibility for every single little thing that we do and being the best that we could possibly be. And that starts with self-mastery. So society will try to drive you in so many different ways, but I believe that you must listen to your heart. It may be illogical to the rational mind, but that's where faith plays in. And being able to really discover who you truly are, pure consciousness, in that enlightened state of being will change your life for the better. And adopting successful habits will lead you to a life that is worth living, as opposed to the life that other people will try to script out for you to play. Just learn to be smart enough to outsmart the game, and maybe even better, not play the game. But you know how it is. Most people will hate the player, but they won't hate the game. I believe that it's our right to outsmart the game by achieving self-mastery and not confining to the way society wants you to go because you are operating your vehicle under a state of fear. So, like I said, we must be courageous enough to stand up. We must be courageous enough to trust ourselves to be able to achieve these things that we truly want. And I wouldn't say that it's easy, but I would say that it's something that is extremely worth doing, because you'll be able to operate life in exactly where and what you want to be. And at the end of it all, being able to discover who you are, your strengths, what you can improve on, your weaknesses, like every single thing. Like I like when I say every single thing, I mean every single thing. And so you must put away and set aside some time and put attention onto that. And like I said, I know that it's really hard in this day and age, but the only way to do it is if you choose to live in reality and confront it. Otherwise, you're going to try to escape your problems, feed the water into the wrong garden, and you've just created a chaotic circumstance for yourself. And again, this really comes down to responsibility. So I'm just saying that I genuinely want the best. I genuinely want the best for every single one of you, and I wouldn't be sharing this if I didn't believe that my heart was telling me to express this in a video and to come on and give you guys the uplifting energy that you needed to hear. And no matter how tough it is, no matter how hard it is, if it's something that you believe is worth striving for, you must do what it takes to rise up to that standard and become fearless, become strong, become brave, become who you truly are. Understand how much power we really have as human beings, and that yes, we do come with flaws, but we also have so much untapped power that most people aren't understanding, because their attention is focused on a matter that is so small, that is so insignificant to who you truly are. And to most people, this may be too long, or this may be too much, or it's too truthful for them to really take in. But to the people that stayed and listened to the end, it really shows that you genuinely want something grand, that you genuinely want to change lives for the better, that you have a plan to find a way to rise above and have ultimate freedom, whether that be financial, time, and location, and to become autonomous and not be governed by these big monopolies that just want to take you out. So, like I said, we just must be perspicacious and conscious enough to be aware of these things and to outsmart the game. Because if you're steps ahead, then you have nothing to worry about. I'm telling you, it's strategy, planning, action, courage, faith. And sometimes, like I said, this can be hard for the rational mind to understand, which can lead to fear, because your mind is telling you one thing, but your heart is telling you, no, he's right. And I give this message because I genuinely believe in humanity. I believe in the heroic souls out there. I believe in the people who want to change and make an impact. I believe that so many people have stories out there that need to be shared, and we should all elevate and rise in pure consciousness and serve humanity for the better. So if you guys took anything from this video, just you're not allowed to conform into societal pressure, and rise above, become who you truly are, figure out who you really are, and what that is for you, and what it looks like, and constructing that life that you've always wanted. And don't be ashamed, don't be tempted, or whatever your attention is trying to focus it on. No, just focus it on just focusing on what is, and that's from within. So don't put your attention on the things that just truly want to see you fall or diminish. And I know it could be hard because maybe you're the one who's, so to say, awakened to understand this state of mind, but then the people around you aren't radiating on that frequency, so then it disrupts your being. So you must put yourself in an environment that will allow you to unlock that supernatural ability that we all do have, and not to become, one would say, delusional, but to make practical, calculated decisions on your desires and outsmarting the system. So I just want you guys to be strong out here. I just want you guys to be equipped, ready for war, ready for battle, and showing up every day, and to have enough discipline and to have enough courage to go out there and create an impact and show up every single day and prove to yourself and God that you can, because you will. So I'm gonna leave that off. I'm gonna leave that message off for now. Until next time, I'll be back soon. I love you guys. Stand firm.